5 top ways to make money from music in 2021. Let's go. Right, number 5. It's a bit of a funny one, but I'm gonna say touring. Touring in 2021 because there are no clubs open because of the pandemic. But touring is obviously one of the biggest ways of making consistent cash flow revenue. Touring is the only real way to gauge how much money you're making from actual music, actual time spent performing your music. Everything else, like I'll go on to it later, like royalties and stuff, it's a tricky situation to explain because your royalties are dependent on who you're signed to, if you are signed at all, and it depends on what deal you have with those companies. So number 5, I would say, is touring. Number 4, I'm gonna say merchandise. People often don't build their brand while they're building their music. Merchandise is an untapped source. Let me do the math for you. 1 single, 69p. 1 t-shirt, £20. Oh. You do the math, it's simple. Even if you have like a £5 shipping fee, or it costs $10 to make the t-shirt and you're gonna make a profit of £5. £5 for 1 t-shirt in terms of actual profit, 69p per single. Number 3, royalties. Royalties. I explained earlier how difficult this is to gauge because it depends on who you're signed to, if you're signed at all. So royalties, for the sake of this video, because it's got to be quick, come in 2 different forms. You've got the publishing side and you've got the master side. The master side is the record label, the publishing side is the songwriting side. They both need to pay you for your work when it goes out into the world. So if it's played in clubs, bars, restaurants, radio, concerts, other people fucking performing your shit, you're supposed to be getting paid from that. How much you get paid depends. Here's the kicker. It takes 9 to 12 months to get your first royalty check within the UK, if you're UK based. Elsewhere, if you're from the UK and you're trying to get a check elsewhere, it can take up to 2 years. And then also, it's very hard to gauge how much you'll be getting. That's probably the biggest piss take out of the music industry. We actually don't know. There are companies like Cobalt who say they can show you how much you're earning per minute, but I think that algorithm is bullshit. I am yet to see the actual numbers make sense. So make it make sense for me. 3, royalties. Number 2, in my experience, which is an untapped market, fully untapped because people don't know how to access it. Sync, music for sync, your music being played on TV, advertisement and film. So for example, I'm doing Jurassic Park 5 and I need some sort of music to go along with this T-Rex chasing his woman. I need some cinematic music for that. If they use the master and they don't re-record it, they have to pay you a fee on the master and they have to pay you a fee on the publishing. That's a very lucrative business. Hard to get into, but lucrative. And the number one way to make money from music, again, it's my opinion, it's gonna be very controversial, but the number one way to make music, it's gonna be a controversial one. Be an independent artist. Oh! Yeah, I know. A lot of people don't understand it when I say that, but it's because they don't know the multiple streams of income. You're an independent artist. You could even have a manager, but say you're independent, right? The manager takes 20% and you keep 80. 80% of the 6 or 7 revenue streams that you can create from music is a lot more than being signed to a major record label or an independent record label. Once you sign to a company, they need to recoup that money back somehow, right? So they'll give you a shitty advance because you're a new artist or you're an artist with limited growth, and they will sign you into a deal that gives you a small advance for you to keep quiet, and so they can then go reap the benefits for when your music starts turning in a profit. Being an independent artist, although it is very, very difficult, is the number one way to not just make, but keep the money from the music you make. And I'm gonna do a video on how to be a successful independent artist, but not right now.